Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Penguin Nonsense. I am your host, Edith, and here we are, another Monday, another day, another week, another grind, whatever it is that you're doing. Maybe you're on vacation this week. Maybe there is no grinding this week. But whatever it is that you might be doing, I hope it is a good day. I hope it is a good morning, a good night, whatever it may be. And it has been a rough week at work for myself. But we've managed through. I'm sure a lot of y'all can probably say the same words today. Words any day are just not good. But anyways, I'm sure a lot of y'all can relate. I feel like the world, the work, the everything, the life be lifing. And yeah, that's all I have to say for this week. There's not much. February is almost over. I was like, oh my goodness, already? I can't believe that it's been almost a whole nother month. That's 2 months down, and only 10 more to go before Christmas. I mean, nope, 11, because it'll be in December. So we're already counting down. But yeah, I can't believe that we've gone through a whole nother month. I feel like sometimes they go by a little too fast. Like in January, I thought it was going by too slow, but now that it's February, I was like, oh, that felt a little too quickly for me. So I'm supposed to be on this self-discovery journey this year. So it's on the little rocky side of it this year. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, that's enough about me. Let's get on to our first story of today. So our first story of today, y'all know me. I like these extinction stories where like they have rediscovered or planning to bring back something or that was already thought to be extinct. And so this one is titled "A Fish Species Thought to Be Extinct for 85 Years is Rediscovered." So it goes. Researchers have rediscovered a rare fish species presumed to be extinct after it was not seen for more than 8 decades. Decades. The last sighting of the shell snakehead, or Channa amphibius, was last recorded from the specimens collected between 1918 and 1933 in the Himalayan region of India, leading scientists to believe that the species had died out, according to a paper published recently in the Journal of Zootaxa. But 3 specimens collected in 2024, as well as photographic evidence, have confirmed that the species persisted over the last century despite remaining undetected. The specimens were collected on the banks of the Shell River in West Bengal after researchers caught wind that it was being consumed by the local tribe. This freshwater species is considered to be the most elusive of the snakeheads and is known for its bright green scales and yellow stripes. It is also the largest amount of snakeheads, according to the Thackeray Wildlife Foundation, and that's actually who rediscovered the fish. And I was reading this article and I was like, it's just honestly kind of cute to me, or just quite amazing that we are still rediscovering things or discovering things, because I feel like that's something that we don't do anymore. Like back in the day, you would see like a lot of explorers and stuff like that, and like I feel like it died down because there's not much to discover. or explore, I guess. But when you really think about it, there's like so much that like, because we have stopped having explorers around, like things we might think are extinct are really not extinct. They're just living in like more secluded areas or kind of that kind of thing. Like in this case, it's not that this fish was extinct. It was just like living in a very secluded area, and this tribe was having a feast at them. So I think that but that was one of the things that the article was mentioning, that it's not only like good for them to have seen them again, but it hopes that this article or this rediscovery encourages people to go out there and discover or rediscover things that we thought were extinct, and discover things that we didn't know existed. So I think that's an encouraging thing for everyone, that if you still want to be an explorer and go out there, why not? So we had the money for it, because I know exploring can be expensive, especially nowadays. I feel like back in the day it was easier to grab a boat, let's go, but there was also less communication devices. So I guess that was the fun part of it. But I know now it's like you need plane tickets, you need visas, you need this and that, and there's just so much to it. You can't just go to another state or another country and just voila, be there. So I know it's harder, but I thought it was just interesting. It was interesting. 85 years, I think is what the title had said. 8 decades. That doesn't seem right when you do the math. Oh, yeah. It does seem right, because it's a decade is 10 years. Me mathing. You see all the little triangles and the little lines and whatnot from that meme. Y'all know what meme I'm talking about. But yeah. And so I just thought that's pretty cool. Pretty neat. 85 years and still, something can be rediscovered. So I hope y'all out there, if y'all see the little toe back yonder, that's my doggy. He decided he wants to be in the podcast today. But yeah, 85 years. That just goes to show you, just when you think it's over, it's not. It's still out there. So yeah, without any more going on to them, let me know what you guys think about this fish, or how cool you thought this little story was, and the comments. That video on YouTube. Comment on that one. But yeah, let's go on to our second story of today. Our second story comes from the Reddit, and the subreddit is r/am I the asshole, and it goes: am I the a-hole for asking my friend to give back a gift I gave her after she openly expressed that she would be getting rid of it? It goes: I, 27 female, have been friends with this girl. We'll call her Mary, 28 female, since high school. Recently, I was back in our hometown and she invited me to her birthday brunch to celebrate her 28th birthday. One day on my way home, I happened to stumble across an estate sale where I found a set of really nice crystal champagne glasses that were in really good condition and cheaper than their worth. Mary lives a very high quality fancy lifestyle, so I thought they would be perfect for her, especially because they were within my budget. At the time, I had been recovering from student loans and just put down a deposit on my first apartment in the city. So fast forward to brunch, we had a really good time and I got to catch up with Mary and the other friends of high school. Mary was eager to open the presents, and when she got to mine, she seemed to enjoy them, asking where I got them since there was no label on them. I explained that I didn't know the brand, but the person running the estate sale had assured me that they were authentic and had been a wedding gift to the previous owners. At the mention of the estate sale, Mary became visibly disgusted. Although she didn't say anything to my face, she was very passive aggressive towards me for the rest of the afternoon. I overheard her whispering to some of her other guests that how I had the audacity to give her and use the night and to give her a used item and that she would be discarding them later. After the event was over, I approached her privately, not wanting to make a scene, and asked that if she wasn't going to use the glasses, if she could give them back, as I would put them to good use and know their quality. She flipped out on me and told me that it was extremely rude to ask for them back, and it was none of my business what she did with them. My family is understanding and thinks that I did nothing wrong, but some mutual friends also at the event think otherwise. So, am I the a-hole? I feel that there's a dilemma here. Because I feel like she's not the a-hole, but I also feel like she is. And I always feel like a devil's advocate because and the other way around too, because I try to see both sides of this. But I can only speak from my persona. And my persona is I will never, ever give back a gift because I didn't like it. And I have very well practiced my face when I get gifts so I don't upset anyone. So if I am opening gifts, I keep the mentality be excited, be excited, be excited. You know, whether it's a piece of candy or it's the most expensive purse I've gotten, I keep the exact same face. And I try not to ruin it because I am very self-conscious. Like, I don't want to ever make anyone feel bad. And I don't want to do that. I am such a people pleaser. And a lot of people can vouch for that. And so for me to even tell anyone I'm going to get rid of these glasses, like I wouldn't even tell my husband, you know, I probably would be like, oh, I love these so much. And, you know, and be really excited about them. And it looks like the person was. So, but I would, you know, keep it to myself and put them up. And then if I really feel like I don't want them, I will get rid of them on my time, but not going around and telling people, oh, these were so, can you believe she bought me something used? Like, I could just be me. I honestly have no care in the world if I get something used. If it's still in okay-ish condition, I want to take it. I don't care. I don't care if it's new. I don't care if it's old. I don't care if it's being used, obviously on certain things, but y'all know what I mean. Like, in this case, these champagne glasses are like, y'all know how expensive crystal is? Real crystal is? It's expensive, okay? And just because I've seen prices, but it's expensive. So to get something that's that nice and to be able to have it and for it to be in a cheap budget, and it's not like something that was drastically like, oh, it looks so bad, it looks really used. No, they look decent, that's why she bought them. And why would you get rid of it? It's not like your people at your guest house is gonna come and be like, I know you got those at an estate sale. Like, no one's gonna do that. So I don't understand what the problem is. Like, unless they were at the party and they overheard the girl talking about it. But if you got something like that, like, just be happy. Use them when you can use them. And if you really don't want to use them, just keep it to yourself and go on about your day. But that's just my persona. That's how I would react to this situation. If I were to not like something used, which I don't mind something used. So personally me, I would have been like, oh, that's freaking cool. Like, I would have been really excited, as I would have loved that. But and I don't even drink champagne, so but I would have found a good use for them. Like these, y'all can't see them, but maybe y'all can. Let me see if I can do this. These right here. If y'all are watching on the video, because obviously if y'all are just listening to me, y'all can't see them. But behind me, in my back, there's this little flight of. They were supposed to be wine glasses, but instead, I'm using them as little propagation thingies, and the thing is having a hard time, getting it. But yeah, y'all see. So just because I don't sit here and am like an active drinker doesn't mean I'm going to find use for them. So as a plant lady now, everything is a vase, okay? So if it has a hole and I can stick stuff in it, it will become a vase in my house. Just saying. So it would have been, you would find a use to it. I have like a thing in my head where like if I do tend to get something that I know I probably won't use or that kind of stuff, and I know a lot of people may not agree with me. Either try to re-gift it, if you absolutely know you're not gonna use it like at all, or if it was more of a, I could probably use it someday. Keep it for a year. And if really in a year you didn't use it, gift it to somebody else. Obviously, remember who gifted to you, because if you go back and re-gift it to somebody who gave it to you, that's on you. That's all on you. Thankful, but like I said, me as a person, I have used everything people have given me, even candles. I'm not a candle person, but people give me candles all the time. I find a way to use them up. Like I might have a candle for like 3 years, but they get used up. So like I said, it's a way of being grateful. I know people put in their hard-earned money and to throw it away, that's just not right. So I definitely try to find a use for it, or if I can't really use it at all, then I try to gift it to somebody else who I know will appreciate it and really enjoy it. And I get it that people are like, oh well, they spent that money on you, blah blah blah. I get it and I appreciate it. But if you can't use something, it's not like you're gonna let it sit there for waste, that's my humble opinion, but I'm just a girl. So yeah, that's just my 2 cents on it. So I personally wouldn't have asked for the gift back. I would have just been like, oh, she wants to throw them away. Well, she'll throw them away. And that's just because this was something I learned very recently. So I just now started to put it into practice into my life like 2 years ago or something, or a year ago or something like that. If you can't afford to lose it, don't give it. And here's what it was in Spanish. And it was used for a different reason. It was used for a money reason. Like when you're lending people money, like if you can't afford to lose $50, don't lend $50. If you can't afford to lose $500, don't lend $500. So I thought I could apply this to my life as well, and same things to gifts. If I feel like I can't afford for you to have thrown away the gift that I spent $50 to $100 on, why am I giving it to you? I have to be okay with the fact that you might not like what I got. And if I tend to be a very watchful person. Like usually when I give gifts, it's because I know I've seen that person wearing it. They've mentioned it once. And if you're a really close friend, you know that I tend to probably give you something of the same thing every year because I know you absolutely love that thing. But that's just because I hate to brag, but I think I'm pretty good at thinking I know she likes this thing, so maybe I can get her this, But not everybody has that luxury of remembering things people like. So I do absolutely think that, like, if you're going to give somebody a gift, go with that mentality. Am I okay if this person doesn't like my gift for them to throw it away, if they were to throw it away? If they gift it to somebody else, then great. But if they were to throw it away, am I okay with that? So go on with that mentality, and I promise you, gift giving would be so much better. And I know that's why a lot of people opt for, gift cards and money and that kind of stuff. But I've always been a more like intentional, emotional person. So I always try to do a gift. Like, I'm not much of like giving money and like cards, because I feel like gifts should come from the heart. And that's just me being a lovey-dovey person. But I just feel like it just means that much more when you told somebody, oh, my favorite color is purple, and like lately I've been thinking about buying a new coat, and then next thing you know, you see like a purple coat, and you're like, could this person use this coat? And then you buy it for them, It's not saying that they would use it, but I mean, in my head, that's just my thought process. It's little conversations that I pick up from people. Like, sometimes people will be like, how did you know I like so-and-so? And then I'll be like, oh, because I remember you had that conversation where you had a dream that you something like that. So, that's my thing about it. But yeah, be thoughtful with your gifts. And if somebody doesn't like your gift, yeah, you're going to feel bad, but I wouldn't ask for them back. And I felt like I went on too way of a tangent on that story, but my 2 cents again. I have a feeling it's my 10 cents instead of my 2 cents. Somebody drop in the comments what it should be. But anyways, yeah. OP, I don't think you're an asshole, but at the same time, I do think you are. So just because I personally would have never asked for a gift back. But with that being said, let me know what you guys think. Maybe you don't agree with me, and that's okay. We don't have to agree. Like I said before in this podcast, I don't have to please you. It's just my opinion. And you have your opinions. And I'm always open to hearing everybody's opinions, and everybody has them. And that's that. That's life. So I won't sit here and argue with you in the comments. I barely have a life to do this. So, yeah, I'm not going to sit here and argue with anyone. But let me know what you guys think. Would y'all have played the situation differently? Would y'all have asked for the gift back too? Maybe y'all were like, yeah, she was right for asking for the gift back. She spent money on that. And I totally agree. I like I said, I'm very heartbroken in this one, because I feel bad she had to spend her money and she got to hear it from the person that she was going to throw it away. But at the same time, I physically could not. If I had heard somebody say, I'm going to throw away this gift, I would have been really sad. I really would have. I would have probably cried that same day, and I would have cried to my husband. But at the end of the day, I wouldn't have asked for it back. Because like I said, now I have that mentality of, am I okay to lose that money? Yeah, I am. All right. So it's whatever you do with it. Your life. So that's that. Let me know, guys, in the comments, like I said, what you guys think. And we will go on to our last story of today.
One eternity later.
And this one, it was a roller coaster of emotions when I read this one. And it's a little cat. Okay, guys, I love cats. Before I had my 2 dogs, I had like 20 cats. I was a crazy cat lady in my early 20s. I had a thing for cats, and now I have no cats. I have 2 dogs. But I still love cats. They're cuddly, they're cute, they're adorable, they're very easy to take care of because they just take care of themselves. And so I love my cats. I miss having cats, but I think I have enough with my dogs right now. So that is my take. But this story I thought was so cute, and I really want to share it with y'all. So The story goes, let me get y'all a title. So, a family has been reunited with their cat that had been missing for almost a month. And I know there's been like stories where like there's been pets missing for a lot longer, but let me tell y'all this story, okay? So late last year, Andy Hansen accepted a job at Fort Carson's behavioral health clinic. That would mean a cross-country move for from his Washington-based family. Wife Kirsten, daughters Hannah and Adeline, and their 2 cats. One day the movers arrive, and Sunny Lou, which was the cat, one of the cats, disappear. And the Andy goes and says, "Poor Sunny, she got scared, and in the past, when she's scared, she runs and hides." So amid all the panicking and chaos, the family didn't realize Sunny Lou was missing until they were heading to the hotel that night. And they go to say, "We bought a little carrier for her so she can come on the airplane with us and everything. And then we didn't know where she was, and we thought, oh my goodness." And he recalled, and after days of searching, the family was forced to leave Washington without their cat. So, the family had arrived in Colorado Springs on December 31st. But due to issues with the movers, their furniture didn't follow until late January. And I am gonna summarize the rest of this article because it was pretty long. But now that we're here, let me paint the scene again. So they get their furniture, like it said, like almost a month later. They left the 31st from Washington, and they're coming over to Colorado Springs. And they get there, and obviously their furniture has been delayed for whatever reasons, whatever, nobody knows. And so they don't get there until late January. The family starts unloading stuff. It's like, okay, it happens. And they start unloading their furniture. As they're unloading their furniture, they have this couch. And it's one of those like pull-out couches that, you pull out bed couches. You pull out the bed out of the couch. And so that's what they had. And it was wrapped in saran wrap. Like there's plastic all over it. And the husband starts, taking off the plastic off of it and whatnot. And he places it into the living room, and he leaves it there, and he goes on and keeps helping the movers take stuff up. So while he does this, his little girl sits on the sofa. And when his little girl sits on the sofa, she hears a meow. And then the mom hears it. And the mom is like, oh, maybe it's coming from outside, because they have 2 cats. And so they first check for the first cat, and the first cat is fine, but it's not that cat. And so they start checking for, like, where's it coming from? And then it hits her. Is the noise coming from the couch? And so she's like, oh my gosh, it's our cat. She's like, it has to be. And so she goes and she starts looking through the like couch, like checking the cushions and like trying to take stuff off, and she finds this small little hole in like the couch, and she sees like fur coming out of this hole, and she's like, that's our cat. And so the dad starts to be like, oh my gosh, no, that can't be it, that can't be our cat. And they make the hole a little bigger so they can get the cat out. They get the cat out. It's their cat. It is Sunny Lou, you guys. Can y'all believe it? I know. I had a whole thing right there. But yeah, it was their cat. And I was like, oh my gosh, this has been a month later. Like, they left the 31st. It is now late January. Their cat has been in this shrink wrap couch that has been like wrapped all around with this shrink wrap paper, plastic. And it's just been living in there for 3 months. No food, no water, nothing. Just in a storage unit, traveling it was like 1,050 miles or something. I think it's what the article had said. And this cat is still alive. I was like, that's first of all, I'm glad it's alive because let's be realistic here. If the cat had died in there, you would have had a dead cat in your couch, and eventually that thing would have started to smell. Okay, and I'm sure that smell would not have been nice. So, first of all, I'm really happy the cat is alive. Second of all, can you imagine going 3 weeks? The poor little creature is not understanding why it can't get out of this couch for 3 weeks and it's starving. It has no water. It's dehydrated. That poor little thing. Like, as humans, we understand that we need food and like why we're not getting it for whatever our reasons may be. But these animals, these dogs, these cats, these pets, they don't understand why they're not getting what they're supposed to be getting. And I can only imagine that this poor little cat was like, I don't know what's going to happen and why I'm here. You know, I can only imagine his poor little heart, his poor little emotions. Like, oh my goodness, I feel so bad for this cat. And I am so glad he's alive. Or I think it's a girl. Or she's alive. Yeah, because it's Sunny Lou, so I'm guessing it's a girl, but I could be wrong. Anyways, yeah. And so the mom starts to be like, we need to call the vet. We need to take him to the hospital. And so they take it to the hospital, and the veterinary hospital, and they're like, are you serious? You didn't say 3 days. You said 3 weeks. They're like, yeah, 3 weeks. This cat has had no food, no water, nothing. And they're like, oh my gosh, that's unbelievable. And, they treat the cat. The cat is in ICU for a good bit. Then it was like a couple weeks or so, trying to get them back to health, that kind of stuff. Like, the vet said that it was showing signs of like malnourishment, because they hadn't eaten, that kind of stuff. So it makes sense. Because, like, obviously nothing. And thankfully, the cat is alive and well. It is out there living its best life in Colorado now. But I bet the cat will probably never go back inside that couch. Or at least in my head, I think so. But we know how cats are. They do what they want. So, yeah, that is my story for today, guys. The story of love. And I say that because it was a cute little thing. It was like a emotional support animal for one of the kids. And this kid was like autistic and also had anxiety, and so the cat would spend a lot of time with this little girl. And when the cat went missing, her mom says that she would be always praying that she would get her cat back. And the mom was like, I don't know how I'm going to tell them that, we're going to stop looking for the cat, because by now it's been a month, like if the cat was going to return, it was going to return on its own by now. And so to get this cat to come back, I think it was love. I think because the little girl prayed for it, it came back. But that's just me. That's just my 2 cents. I know some people aren't religious out there, but that's just me. The cat came back. The little girl prayed for it, and because it loved it so much, and it came back. And the little cat was like, I'm going to love that family so much. I'm going to stay alive for them. And it stayed alive for them. Oh, there went my mic. So that is my happy story of this week. I hope y'all understand that love goes a long way, even if it comes from an animal. If they will love you so much that they were willing to starve to death for a whole 3 weeks. At least. So I'm glad the cat made it home and that it survived. So let me know what you guys thought of that story, because I thought it was so cute. I was like, oh my gosh, the poor little cat. But yeah, that is it. That is all I have for you guys this week. Like always, you guys be safe, stay safe out there. Don't do nothing too crazy. I know the world is crazy, but y'all be good people, try to be kind to one another in a world full of hate and chaos. Try to be peace and kind to each other. And so that's that. That's all I have. Y'all have a good week. If y'all listening to this at the end of the week, then y'all already had a good week. We're claiming it. You had a great week. So, that is all. And goodbye. Bye, guys. Oh, don't forget to like and subscribe, please. I never say that, but here we are. So, like, subscribe, and on Spotify too. All right. Thank you. Bye.